Season 4 of Fortnite Chapter 3 is just around the corner, and that means a brand new Battle Pass. So today, we're going to be covering all of the new skins in that Battle Pass, and there are so many cool ones. But speaking of which, guys, if you think it would be awesome for Epic Games to award every player a Battle Pass for Season 4, just like they did back in Chapter 1, leave a like on the video and also make sure to subscribe, but do it fast. But yes, guys, we're going to be covering a ton of different skins ranging from Marvel to original skins to pickaxes. There's so much to cover today, so much info. And can't forget about the skin challenge on last video. It was Aquaman. So here's a ton of people that got that right. And this time around, let's go with this skin here. So comment down below if you know the name of it, and I'll leave hearts on a bunch of the ones that get that right. Now, starting off the video, guys, before we get into the specific skins and things that are going to be released in this next season's Battle Pass, let's cover some of the basic things first. Like, for example, Season 3 of Chapter 3 ends on September 17th, meaning that the Battle Pass will be released likely the next day at around 4 a.m., but with downtime, that's going to be more like 6 a.m. So yeah, September 18th is when we're actually going to get the Battle Pass. It's going to cost the same amount, 950 V-Bucks, unless you have the Fortnite Crew Pack, and it will contain a bunch of skins, back blings, gliders, the usual type of stuff. They're not going to switch anything like that up, but they are switching up the skins quite a bit. Like, for example, the first one we need to talk about is one that isn't quite confirmed, but is pretty interesting. A supposed insider at Fortnite put up a bunch of info possibly about Season 4. Now, again, we don't know if this is actually legit or not, so take it with a grain of salt, but he says that one of the Battle Pass skins will be Doc Brown from Back to the Future. This is super interesting because he also says that the next season will be heavily tied to time travel and the return of various locations and items and things from previous seasons of Fortnite, which was also sort of confirmed by Hypex, so it's definitely intriguing. But again, Doc Brown from Back to the Future, I could definitely see that being like the level 100 skin, since it is a collaboration, and usually collaboration skins are either level 100, like for example Darth Vader this season, or the secret skin of the Battle Pass, which was Indiana Jones this season. However, there's another skin that I think is more likely to be the secret skin that we'll talk about in just a second. But with that, we would also see a DeLorean glider, which honestly, that in and of itself would be so amazing. I would use that glider like every single match. And then for a back bling, I think it's called the Flux Capacitor. So overall, it'd make for a sick skin. But on top of that, what about Marvel skins? We'll talk more about Marvel skins later in the video, but I did want to highlight one thing that has been going around, and that is that the customizable skin for this Battle Pass, like for example, during the current season, Chapter 3, we have Snap, and you can customize all of the arms, the legs, all of that stuff. If the next season is in fact Marvel themed, it's super likely we could see a customizable Iron Man outfit, which you gotta admit, that would be the coolest thing ever. And it's entirely possible because within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there are so many different Iron Man outfits, or more specifically, they're called sets of armor or suits, and the looks on them range a ton. You've got Mark 21, which is more of a bronze color. That one's sick. This one right here, which is more of like a futuristic one that I absolutely love the look of. But again, that's just the beginning. There's so many different ones they could use that it would make a ton of sense to be the customizable item of the Battle Pass. But hopping onto the map here for a second, there is an NPC on the map that could actually be a Battle Pass skin within Season 4. Unless he released in the item shop by the time you're watching this video, hopefully not. That skin is the Underwriter, who actually has a glitch with him at the moment. And it's not that you can turn into the skin, it's actually a glitch to do with back blings with the Underwriter. So let's see here, if we hop into this building over at Tilted Towers, let me show you how this glitch works, and we can also take a closer look at the skin again. Here he is, the Underwriter. Again, files for him are already in the, files, pointing towards him being an equipable skin inside of your locker. However, again, there is a glitch with him. So if we eliminate this dude from point blank range with the Mystique skin, just a few more shots, there we go, we got him. Now we can use her built-in emote, the Shapeshifter, to turn into that skin. However, for some reason, when you're wearing a back bling, it completely glitches out. Like, look at that. The wings are all the way down below me, which does not look right whatsoever. But again, this is super interesting because it means that this skin isn't ready to be released in the item shop. So the fact that it's within the files seems to point towards it actually being a Battle Pass skin, but currently it has a weird glitch. But then after that, guys, what about this secret skin of the Battle Pass? Or maybe more specifically, the bonus skin. This season, it was Indiana Jones. Last season, it was, wait, what was it last season? Prowler? Either way, this season, it's very likely that it could be Geno. Now, as a refresher on who this character is within the story, we first heard about him back in Chapter 2 when the Foundation was introduced during that incredible cinematic, Agent Jones mentioned Geno to the Foundation, and then later on we found out that he is actually the father of the sisters. And on top of that, the original leader of the Imagined Order, which means he is a villain. Now again, we got to see a small teaser of what this skin looks like within the Collision event last season, and honestly, he reminds me a lot of the Cube Queen, who kind of just disappeared at the end of Chapter 2. But remember, she was the secret skin of the Battle Pass, so it's entirely possible that Season 4's secret skin will in fact be Geno, depending on how the story progresses. But speaking of which, similar to that, is another skin that's a bit of a mystery, and that is the one that we can see at the end of the current season trailer, who is this like plant-type reality person. Honestly, we have like no details yet on who this character actually is, which seems to imply that she will actually be one of the Battle Pass skins inside of the next season, especially if that one leaker is in fact right, and the next season will be like a time travel season caused by the reality tree and the 0 point. This character would obviously play a way larger role during that season. Not only that, there's also this pickaxe within the files that is called the Photonic Striker, and it is one of the only legendary pickaxes in the game. This was actually leaked a while ago, and we never saw it release, implying that it will in fact be a Battle Pass pickaxe. Maybe even a customizable item, considering that it has all these different variants, and you can choose like the color of the blade, the hilt. It's not as crazy as that one we had in last season, I believe, but it's very similar, which is pretty intriguing. And speaking of secret skins and stuff, if we hop back into game for a second, let's take a break from those Battle Pass skins because we've got some crazy ones coming up. And let me show you a funny glitch here with the Darth Vader skin. So if we equip this skin and then go into our back blings, and also shout out to this subscriber for leaving a comment about this on my previous video. But yeah, if we equip the back bling Cake, as you can see, it disappears. Well, not quite. If we equip it, and then even in here you can't see it, but if we hop into game, you can already see there's the back bling floating above our head. So if we fly on down to the ground here, it looks even weirder. Like, what the heck? Why is it so far above our head? This does not make any sense. It's literally like an entire character's height above us right now. However, this does put us at like a strict disadvantage. If we like hop into a game here for a second, we like can't hide behind any cover because they can just see exactly where we are with the back bling. Although they don't seem to see us. What if I fire at this guy? Come on. Literally just my back bling is showing. But I mean, hey, it's still pretty cool, right? But then after that, guys, I wanted to put all of the Marvel skins in one section because there is a lot to go over. Not only do we know that there's going to be a new Iron Man skin according to that one confirmation from one of the comic book writers, but there's a lot of other Marvel characters that haven't been seen inside of Fortnite yet. Like, for example, the Hulk is definitely a big skin that we all want to see. Well, the Hulk Bruce banner, it's very likely that we see the base skin as Bruce, and then you can use a special emote to turn into the Hulk. Now, the only thing that's a bit concerning about this is that the Hulk is big. What skin model would they use for that? I guess they could fit him in with like the Thanos model, but would the Hulk still look a little bit odd? I'm not exactly sure. But then on top of that, Vision is definitely one of the most likely to be added, considering that he is a big part of the current Marvel universe. What was it? Last year we had that special Vision show, well, Vision and Wanda. Seeing him as a skin would make a ton of sense. Not only that, we did see Spider-Gwen as well as Miles Morales inside of these comics too. Now, those two characters have been talked about a ton and rumored to be included in Fortnite, but we haven't seen them yet. So having them inside of a Marvel season would be literally perfect. However, it does beg the question, why would they go and remove the Daily Bugle if they were just about to add more Spider-Man skins to the game? Definitely an interesting question. But again, that's just the beginning of all these characters. There was also seen Quicksilver in the comics. We talked a bit about him in my previous video, how he could have a mythic, but as a skin, it would be pretty cool. However, he, let's just say, had an unfortunate event in one of the previous movies. But again, this storyline seems to be separate from that a bit, so we could definitely see him. On top of that, Shuri has been featured in the comics a lot, even on the cover, and she would honestly make a super cool skin, so I'm expecting to see her in the Battle Pass with some customizable styles, and also a pickaxe that is based off of her spear staff type thing that that she uses in that comic and other comics as well. It would also be super cool to see a glider themed around like the Wakandan technology and stuff. So there's a lot of cool things they could do with that. On top of that though, another character seen in the comics is Falcon, although he doesn't show up a bunch, but he would honestly be a perfect skin to add, especially with that TV show that was made about his character. Granted, that happened a little while ago, but again, that would be perfect because you could have his wings be a glider and maybe his new Captain America shield as a pickaxe. Overall, there's a ton of awesome stuff coming into this battle pass. But with that being said, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to subscribe as well as turn on notifications for more fun videos coming up super soon. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos on the screen right here, such as going over the return of the Thanos Mythic. But again, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.